So hello my darlings and welcome to my channel. I am Nyambura, and if you are new here, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload something new. You most definitely don't want to miss. Have you ever thought about what would happen to you or your partner in the event of the inevitable? Well, if you're in your early 20s and are probably in love, or even before 20 years old and are probably in love, this is not a question that you want crossing your mind. In fact, you might want to even rebuke the thought of that thought happening in your mind. Why? Because this seems like a taboo to even think about. Because the person you're in love with right now feels like the one that you'll spend your entire life with. You do not want to imagine the possibility of this person ever leaving you. If anything, you want to leave this world before they actually do, so they do not have to suffer the pain of having to live without you. But as you grow older, you realize that there's actually a possibility of this happening, and it is not a topic that you can actually escape from thinking about, and even at one point sitting down with your partner to discuss. So, growing up, we all were in a setting whereby we were around everyone that loved us, our parents, friends, and even as adults, these relationships continue. And when you mature enough, when you reach that age of consent, some of us mature quite fast, faster than the others. But when you reach that age of consent, you realize that there are feelings besides these of the agape love and the bond between family and friends. You realize that there's more to it. There's more to just this friendship love and this family kind of love, and you realize that your body seeks more. And this is when we might likely to fall in love. And you know how it is with a first love. You never want to imagine anything happening to them. If anything, you want to go beyond your means to actually make them happy. As we grow older, we also realize that there are people that we've lost in our families. It could be a relative, it could be a close family member, or maybe a friend. And we realize that in the process, death is actually inevitable. How did we cope with the situations that happened to us when we lost that relative, when we lost this close friend? How did we cope with that? So with age, you realize that almost at the age of 25, this question can actually pop up in your mind once or twice. And at this time, you're probably matured, or maybe maturity is kicking in full force. And at this time, you actually think about the possibility of it happening. By this time, I'm sure you know all about insurance. You know that anything can happen. At this point, you probably have children, or maybe a child. And for individuals who do not have children, I'm sure we too can understand how it is to lose a loved one, or even the possibility of having to lose someone that we love has crossed our minds once or twice. And so as you grow older, let's say at the age of 28, 29, this sort of starts to make sense to you. And you ask yourself, well, we have 3 children. What would happen one day if we wake up and my partner is not there anymore? What would I do in that case? Well, for ladies, most of us might take time to actually even have that thought cross our mind, because losing a loved one, this is like losing a part of you. Losing your partner is simply losing a part of you. Like this person is your better half. Our world can be miserable. Your world is more likely to be miserable. But assuming that you have 3 children, life has to go on. We still have to give them the best. They rely on me. I have to give them the best. In the absence of my partner, what will I do? Am I in a position to just like crumble, cry all day, have my little children actually comfort me? And what if I take charge and surround myself with people that actually appreciate and love me? And instead of focusing on what and why did this have to happen? Why did God allow this to happen to me? In that moment, I can allow people to like come in and comfort me. I can as well allow God to come and comfort me. Because you know what? In the Bible, it states that the Lord comforts us. He comes in and comforts the brokenhearted. He gives us peace. He holds us up. If your heart broken, He will be there for you. If your spirit is low, He most definitely will come for you. So with time, this the healing process. This is like a breakup, but a breakup that is forever. You know that this person is gone, and it's not like this person meant to go, but he just is gone and is normal. And how about the husband who loses the wife? A husband is left with 3 children. The wife is gone. We all know the wife is the neck. It's the neck that makes the head to move, and the husband is the head. The neck is no longer there anymore. The neck needs support. The head needs support, but the neck is not there anymore. The man has 3 children, has recently lost a wife. What is he most likely to do? He will be surrounded with loved ones. It might not be easy for him to like handle the 3 children. At the end of the day, he will still need the help from family members, close friends. And as for me, when it's my husband, when we have like 3 children, I would want in my demise for my husband to take time to heal. I would want him to be surrounded by the love of my children. I would want him to be surrounded by love from relatives and friends. I would want him to take time to go through the healing process. I would want him to feel the pain of having to lose me. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't want him to end up lonely. In as much as this wasn't like an easy decision or like an easy thought to cross my mind, I wouldn't want to be selfish enough for him to end up lonely. And I mean, the children will grow up. They will become adults. They will leave his house. They will go to school. They will leave him. So what does he do? I want him to move on. I want him to find himself. Because in marriages, in as much as mostly it's the wife that loses herself, the husband can also like lose himself in the process of practicing the husband role and the father role. In the process, he can lose himself. So I would most definitely want him to find himself and go out there after healing and start seeing other people. And you know what? The Bible says that we will all reunite. But when we reunite in heaven, it will be in new bodies. And so also the Bible allows for one to like engage with another partner in the event of death. And so I wouldn't want my partner to like have to undergo through the process of suffering his entire life. No, I want him to bring in someone new. I want him to be happy. And so the best thing for him to do is to move on. But this is after the children are comfortable around him. And this is after he's healed. And this is after he has accepted the fact that he can actually be without me. He can actually live without me. In as much as there are memories, I do not want him to like be sad over memories. Why not make new memories, you know? And this decision is not easy, and especially for people to like think about. But I just picture someone in their 50s, someone in their 80s, someone in their 90s without companion. That is a very cold and lonely lifestyle. I mean, you need someone there by your side. And so, would I want my partner to end up lonely, sad, and depressed and not create new memories? No, I wouldn't want that. I personally would want my partner to move on after I'm gone. And as for me, I would want to raise my children. I would want to give them the best life. And I would want them to be the best they can be, the best version of themselves. I would want my children to feel the presence of their dad. I would want my children to cherish memories of their dad. But you see, at the end of the day, these children will grow up. They will leave me in a big house, sad. What will I do? And this I know for sure with most women, and I've observed it, and I've actually like inquired from different women about it. After the demise of a loved one, most women do not move on because it feels like betrayal. It does. And that is why, us as human beings, it's not even easy to think about this topic that we're discussing today. But you just have to face reality. These things are there. In as much as most women do not want to move on after the loss of a loved one, I think it's still in that stage of denial that we tend to say things we sort of regret in the future. But look at it in this way. This is a breakup from someone you loved, only that it's forever. It's going to hurt. Extremely, it's going to hurt. But life has to go on. Your dead partner would not want you crying over the same thing over and over again. And if you find love again, provided you're happy, your children, always put your children first. Let you and your children have to live the life without their dad. Accept that he's gone. Let your children understand that. Live in that moment of agreeing and accepting facts about life. But do not forget about your children. Make sure that you're comfortable with yourself. Being single again. Make sure that you're comfortable with the fact that you're now a widow. Be comfortable with the fact that your children do not have a dad. And the moment all of you are ready to accommodate a new person in this scenario, you can then bring him in. Although at this point, it's not really about the children, but you also have to look at the children. It is about your own happiness. It is about your future. You can start dating, yes, but make sure you heal first. This is just like any other breakup, only that this is forever. But the Bible allows for us to remarry after divorce, not after divorce, but till death do us part, or in the case of infidelity, the Bible allows for that. But do not try and get into a relationship when you know so well that you're not over someone, because this will just be a rebound and you're hurting the next person. And what will happen? You'll break a soul. Is this really what you want? So that is my opinion. That is exactly what I would want to happen. In as much as it's hard to say and hard to imagine, this is the reality of the matter. You might not move on immediately. It might take you 5 to 10 years. But when you feel that you are comfortable, and when it doesn't feel like denial, when it doesn't feel like betrayal anymore, you can always move on. And so that's it from me today, my darlings. I hope you enjoy and have a lovely good morning, evening, afternoon, night, depending on the time that you will watch this video at. Bye bye.